So I want to thank all of you for joining us. I think you've certainly got a sense that we have a new senator in this town who is both eloquent and substantive. Usually you can get one or the other, but it's wonderful when you have them in a single package.
Can I share one little, I meant
Sure.
to share this. This is just to give you an idea, though, where my bias is when it comes to regulatory reform. This dates back to, I was in the minority still, so I was the minority whip. This would have been around 2010. And I was having a discussion because I really do believe that you can get regulations to a point where you preserve the environment, you keep the workplace safe, you can do all that. We want to. There's no Republican here, I hope, that there's no Republican or Democrat here who has run for office so that they could destroy the environment or make sure their children can't drink clear water. It doesn't make sense. So it's a matter of the means, not the ends. But I was having this discussion with someone, and we were at a Starbucks in my district. And we were talking about certain regulations where I felt like maybe you should allow businesses to opt out. Let an industry or business opt out as long as they indicate through proper disclosure, through advertising, through employment literature, whatever else. There's this level of regulations that maybe they're on the books, but maybe you can make a market-based decision as to whether or not they should apply to you. And she said, you know, I can't believe that. She said, opting out. And at that time, we were sitting back at a table that was near the restrooms, and one of the employees just came out. She said, for example, don't you believe that this regulation that requires this gentleman to wash his hands before he serves your food is important, should be on the books? As a matter of fact, I think it's one that I can illustrate the point. I said, I don't have any problem with Starbucks if they choose to opt out of this policy, as long as they post a sign that says, we don't require our employees to wash their hands after leaving the restroom. The market will take care of that. And so, I mean, it's one example, but then let them decide. Now, that's probably one where every business that did that would go out of business, but I think it's good to illustrate the point that's the sort of mentality that we need to have to reduce the regulatory burden on this country. We're one of the most regulated nations in the history of the planet. And I think if we go about it in a common sense way, that solves a lot of problems that make these other big problems that we're talking about eminently more easy to solve. So thank you.
Well, I'm not sure I'm going to shake your hand. I do want to express our appreciation to Senator Tillis for joining us today. Thank you.